Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Dislyte. Um, so Kovian quit. It's really sad about that. So actually, let's go check that real quick. We're obviously gonna do divinates, but I'm still sad that one of the best, one of the better YouTubers for Dislyte is gone. Just because he no longer finds the game fun, and it's slowly getting to me. It's slowly getting there for me. Um, but you know, I'm not against people quitting. Um, the thing is, Dislyte hasn't sent anything. When they're quiet, the problem is when a company is quiet, we've always expected them to like be working on something so they can at least alleviate the player base. But every time that happens, it never delivers properly, and it's always pay to win. Whereas companies who stay in contact and actually apologize and like tell us they're working on this and that, when that happens, usually the game, like it very like yeah, it happens where even when we're in that situation, the game still flops. But for the most part, it's successful because the player base is able to make the game better in a way that the developers aren't, because they're not playing the game the same way the players are. They're not enjoying the game for what it is. They're enjoying the game for a marketing. And I think that's the one thing that they have to differentiate, is that developing and marketing are two separate things of running a company. And they're mixing them together to the point where there's no distinction, and that's the problem. When you market something and when you develop or design something, you shouldn't put them into perspective together until you go to the point where you're trying to make profit. So what you do is you develop the product. You could give people a sneak peek first, and then when people realize, oh, this is going to be cool content, or they can give you feedback, you update it, it gets better, and then when you release it, people will actually start buying it, or you know, it'll be better for the game because people will actually want it. Whereas everything you've done so far, even if yes, it's cool stuff and it's some stuff that people want. It hasn't exactly, even for whales, it hasn't exactly made the game more fun. It's actually made it less fun. And that's what I keep saying. The point where marketing stops or is like fused with the development of the actual game to the point where everything is literally paywall gated makes it so that even whales have to constantly pay just to have fun. And in that point, it makes the game less fun because fun things are usually easy to get and come easier usually, like especially when it comes to a game. Like you should be able to pick up a game and have fun. Kovian has basically pointed out the main thing about this game that is putting people away that I don't think I've addressed. So we'll do divinates, but I'll do a quick video real quick here, because I don't want to rant in any of my other videos. I should just make separate videos. So it's not fun playing the game. Basically, it's a blitz fest. It's a farming fest. Um, and honestly, that's not the worst part about it. The worst part about it is the specific espers you need to build and get just to max out, and how shitty the gacha is to the point where it makes it literally, it drains the fun out of the game because you have to sit there watching the blue screen all over again. The blue screen, the blue draws, the 10 draws that are just all blues. Of course they're changing that up, but in retrospect, that makes espers even harder to get because now the rares have a 0.5% chance, which doesn't really matter. But then again, if they end up fixing their divinates, which they probably won't, then they'll be better. Hopefully, if they do end up fixing the divinates, which I'll make videos on it so they know what they need to fucking fix about the espers, so they literally have no excuse to not fix it. And then I'll say, I spent my time, my energy posting videos all about this, literally sending them to Dislyte, and they still didn't do anything about it. They didn't take those opinions into account. and they can look at the comments too, which is why I say people comment if you want to fix the game, because the only thing we can do is give them the suggestions that we want. The only thing that's going to want us to come back, and we can let them do what they want with it. And if they end up messing up the game even more, then they have no excuse. And we have all the rights to completely quit the game, delete our accounts, and say goodbye to Dislyte forever. And specifically, Lilith Games, Farlight Games, because they are the company behind Dislyte. It's not just Dislyte, it's AFK Arena, it's AFK Journey, it's all the other games. You support them, you're basically making this company come back and do the exact same thing of scamming people, making another game to make money, and then letting it die off within a year. And they're good design games too, so they put so much marketing into the development that it's really cool, it's awesome, but it costs so much money. It's ridiculous. It's literally it costs more. Like, I'd rather play Mortal Kombat at this point. I'd rather pay $100, bite the bullet for Mortal Kombat, and play a well fleshed out game that I can have fun for literally a decade. I can have fun with that game for a freaking decade. Maybe if I'm like an avid player, I'm because I'm an ordinary player, average ordinary player. That's my channel. Um, if I was an avid player, like I was playing every single day, all the time, which I usually play every day, but like only for most 30 minutes. Unless I'm specifically grinding for something and I'm late game, because that always takes forever, which is of course another problem with mobile games in general. It's just it takes forever to grind. But I get all that content and that's it. Like I don't have to pay any more money. And they can release DLC, they can release stuff, and eventually I'll buy it or maybe I won't, depending on stuff, skin packs, whatever. Whereas this game, they release something like a single Esper is like $200 just to get one Esper. $200 to get one Esper. It is a fucking ridiculous price. You could buy a used Xbox Series S probably. You could have a whole ass console for the amount of money that you could spend getting a single copy of an R0 Legendary Esper, and half of them, well, I'd say 70% of the Legendary Espers in the game at R0 are complete trash. Like, at a certain point, they become useless to where now you have to use other Espers with high resonances because they're just that much better. So it becomes a resonance game, which again is gated by money. And I don't understand. Like, if you gave free copies to people, just like Epic 7 Games does, sorry, Epic 7, yeah, that game, it's so nice. Or, like you gave free copies of legendaries to people before in events. Like Elaine, you've given us the whole prep thing. But the thing is, you haven't kept adding to it, and that's the problem. It's literally 2 hours out of your goddamn day. Not even, maybe an hour. If you have someone who's really good, 30 minutes. I could do it in freaking 10 minutes. You go into the code, you add another Esper to the Esper Fusion, and you add a few requirements. That's all you gotta do. That freaking simple. And some of them, in order to reward late game players, but also make sure that early game players are actually doing things to progress their account, you can make it so that the next espers that you release, late game players may have already completed the achievements for them, so they automatically get a couple of fusions, and they have to wait for the other fusions because there's requirements that are more like daily or requirements that are more like because some of these requirements don't start like keeping track until you've actually unlocked the fusion for that Esper. Um, so for example, for Everett, like in order to get fusions on him, I have to get Odette to a certain fusion, and then I have to get materials and blah blah blah. He's a special case, but for Alexa and Lucas, I had to max out specific Espers. Like that is really good. There's Ira, there's sorry, Ira Freya, there's Unki Chai, there's um who else? Like all these espers that you need late game anyway are six maxed out. Like everything, you need these espers like really like built to use them late game and just like in the game overall. And you don't have them on these Esper fusions. You have Alexa, and then you have some other requirements. I can't see anymore, but like it literally takes you no effort, and it wouldn't lose you any money because people would just get more fusions, and that would make the game that much better, and people would keep playing the game. Like it literally loses you no money. It might gain you money. Like if anything, it'll gain you money. That's the thing I'm saying. But they still don't take that into advice because they want the guaranteed money. But that's the problem in this market. People have been scammed for too fucking long to the point where anything that is them losing their money, they are not going to want to invest in. It's literally that simple. It's not just the fact that scams have hurt people. It's that people have been losing money for years, and people are realizing that governments basically just keep their people, like they call it the matrix or whatever, but honestly it's just a way for them to make money, and it's not really a way to cage you in. It's just them making it harder for you to realize, like they play on your the whole sheep and ignorance of humanity as a whole, which is kind of on us for being that stupid. But like it takes a simple step back to see, like corporations are really like the top, and then it's the government, and really the corporations and governments are in on it together against the people. Like they were built by the people, but they're run to be against the people, and it's just like I don't understand how people think society today is much better than it was back then. Really, it's just different. It's a different type of it's a different type of misery. um but yeah, really, it doesn't take, and it's a whole mindset now. Like corporations, the government, and us. Like there's a separation between mindset, what we expect, what they expect, and how they're going to manipulate whatever they can to get the best outcome for them. Like it's that simple. So yeah, it really just it sucks. I went on a rant again, like I said, which is why I wanted to do a separate video. Um, yeah, and some corporations are not bad. I'm not saying every company is bad out there. There's not inherently bad people out there, but there are some people who choose greed over morals, and in that case it sucks for people who are taking advantage of. um but yeah, I'm just sad because Kovian is gone, guys, really. Yeah, go watch his video. That's, like I'm telling you guys, it is literally not worth it to play the game anymore at late game. Like for all these people who are playing early game, we're telling you, yes, you're having fun. Yes, I agree with you. The game is awesome below level 60. Once you get past level 60, you're going to notice you're going to have to pay money just to keep up with the progress. Otherwise, it's going to be slow to the point where you don't have any fun. So they need to really fix the progress for players level 60 and up. I think that's what they need to do. But other than that, like this game has so much problems, and that's the thing. We've been discussing for Daddy Free to Play, Zox's Kun, Gijez, like whatever his, I can't pronounce his name. There's so many out there. Kovian, like the top of the community, has been so diligent and addressing the problems that need to be fixed. And what has Dislyte done? Completely ignored that and done their own thing. They fixed maybe 1 to 3 problems every update, and there were minor updates. And then other stuff was more like quality of life. That was like, okay, this is nice, but we didn't really need this. Like, we need to fix this. And they kept doing that. And what happened is it was fine for a little bit, but this is the problem. You're releasing a new Esper or a couple of new Espers every goddamn 2 to 3 weeks. And the problem with that is every Esper that you want to get, every specific Esper that you want to get, gets harder and harder to get. And what does that do? That literally makes you spend more money. It is literally not a pyramid scheme. Well, kind of, because they add a new Esper and it just dilutes your chances of getting a specific Esper. specifically the legendaries. There, it's like I said, it costs $12,000, $18,000. So 12,000 for a flow, wind, or inferno esper. Like the normal espers that you get that are technically supposed to be free, takes you $12,000 just to max them out. And then there's the shimmer espers. It takes you, what is it, $18,000 to max resonance one of those espers. And that's even if you get lucky and get the guaranteed that esper every single time. Like it's just atrocious the amounts of money that you have to spend on this game to like be at the top, and not just that, just to have fun. Like if you spent that amount of money, you would not have a single R6. Like you would have to get very lucky to get an R6 with that amount of money. Um, Instead, you would get like a ton of R2s, maybe a couple R3s. Otherwise, a ton of R0s and R1s. Like you're not gonna get R6s. Like the game is so diluted, and I think that's one thing Dislyte has to realize. You can give us as many Esper pools and stuff as you want, but if you're not giving us a ridiculous amount of wish stones so that we can actually get these espers, because you need to understand this. Let's go to the fucking esper gallery, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 52 legendary espers. 52 legendary espers. Now, some of them are shimmers, so they're going to be even harder to get. And, I say they can make money, so, their shimmer espers can be the money making ones. That's fine. And as long as they have some free way to get them that's reliable, I will say um, I'm okay with it. But if they have no way of getting it, then screw this game. I'm just deleting it because there's there's no point if people just pay money get shimmers. Then I'm never gonna be anywhere to have fun in this game. But they didn't do that, so at least that's fine. The problem is you guys, Dislyte specifically made their espers R2, R4, or R6. So at those resonances, they become actually useful and viable. And you add everything that I just talked about. So all the money you have to spend, all the shitty pull rates in the gacha, the 1%, like that's so horrible. Like I'd rather play Mobile Legends, and even that game is pay to win at this point because they're releasing all these. Like I said, they're releasing legendary espers in that game for the first time, and instead of making them pretty easy to get, they pretty much make them impossible to get. So you have to spend either $50 or like maybe 3 4 weeks, almost a month of grinding to get like spend as much resources as you can to try and get that esper and still not get it. Like it's like okay, but in Mobile Legends they have like their version of legendary, well, epic heroes right now is like a 4.5% chance, which is so nice. And epic heroes are still very useful in the game. They're still meta for now. Um which is why I'm quitting that game now, because I know if I spend any more resources or time in that game, they're going to release legendary espers. They're going to keep getting money from the whales and the people who keep scamming other players by saying, "Oh, the game is great," and then they're going to end up quitting the game within the month, and even sooner, because now that they're releasing legendary espers, heroes, you're going to realize it's going to take forever just to get that specific esper, even if they release an event for it. Which is one thing they should do for this game, just to make it a little bit better, is release rate up banners. Not to the point where you need fucking wish stones. Fuck off with that, Dislyte. If anything, the only thing you should do with wish stones is either completely take them out of existence and just increase the chances overall, or continue giving us the wish stones but increase the amount we get, and anyway increase the chances of getting the espers, because if you don't do that, then there's no point of increasing the wishstone count. Otherwise it's just RNG based. That's another thing. This game is 1,000% RNG based, and it makes it too much RNG where you have to spend time. And that's the thing players hate, spending more time on a game than you need to, because doing things that are not fun, like grinding, the things that are not fun, that are blitzing and grinding, things that are fun, building characters, using them in specific teams. PvP is fun only when it's actually balanced, which it's not, so it's not fun. Like it's all these things that are culminating into one specific mood of the game, and that's it's not fun. And Kovian summed it up pretty well. Um, Another problem, but like I've mentioned it so many times now, is speed. This game is 100% reliant on speed. Speed meta has overtaken the tank meta to the point now where unless you have a maxed out meta tank, so, yeah, meta tank team that's max resonance, max ascension, max level, and has the best gear you can put on them, you're not going to beat any speed cleave team. Like the speed cleave is just so disgusting that it literally kills everything. And Toland just is the nail in the coffin. Like I love Toland, he's a cool Esper, but he's another nail in the coffin for PvP. It is now even more of a dead dead game mode, including oh, knockout, I guess hollow battle, but that's already a dead game mode. Like literally anything that is PvP related is slowly dying because the whales are all getting Toland. It's completely pushing out the 78 the 60 whatever percent of the player base that is not going to be paying that money, and then it's going to slowly push out the bottom 10% of whatever's left, and then it's going to keep doing that until all that's left is the like top 100 or 1,000 whales that will continue spending money, but they're not enough to keep the company afloat, so the company will die, the game will die, and eventually those players will get tired too, because what will the company do? Keep releasing more pay to win content. So you know, unless the top 1,000 whales have literally maxed out every single Esper in the game and are just maxing out, like they just have so many resources at this point that they don't have to spend money. They just get the next Esper that comes, max it out, and use it however they want. Like they literally have everything maxed out. Like if that's the state of the game, then yeah, sure, maybe the game can survive. But then, like, I don't think a single YouTuber is gonna make videos on it unless they're not a free to play YouTuber. Like that. That's simple. um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep releasing the Vinny videos because I want to keep making videos so that Dislyte can hopefully, the grain of salt that I'm holding on, the last hope that I'm holding on to is that they fix this divinate system, make legendary Esper rates and divinates 5%. Like fuck this bullshit 1% chance. 5% chance. It's literally the only way to fix this. And of course they're not going to comment because companies hate negative stuff, and it just shows us players that they're not going to listen. So if companies want to continue, address the negative reviews, because we know when you address us, we're either going to get what we want or we're going to expose you guys for being a horrible company. And that's why you guys don't answer us, because you're screwed either way. Either we get what we want and you guys don't make as much money as you want to short term, which is fine. Like you don't need to always make profit on a game as long as you're consistently like the most amount of profit. As long as you're making consistent profit, you're fine. If it's you know, if you're always making more and more profit increasing, you're going to exhaust the player base. That's just pyramid scheme, 1,000%. That's how it works. You increase your money uptake like exponentially, and that just makes the bottom of the ladder collapse. Like it's that simple. It's a pyramid scheme. People don't understand. This game, other games out there that are gotcha related are literally pyramid schemes because the bottom player base, the bottom people who are at the bottom of the pool get screwed at the end and they end up leaving, and then it just collapses overall. Like it's literally a pyramid scheme, and people need to understand this. So yeah, the game is cool designed and everything, and it's fun, but it's lost its shine. Kovian is right. It's definitely not the fun that it used to be, and all the hope that I have for the game is has dwindled to literally like this. The next update they release is my last straw. I'm quitting after that. If they literally do not fix the game, I'm going to make a video why I quit Dislyte, and then I'll just delete the game in that video because it is literally the only way for people to understand that, and companies to understand that we will not take it as content creators. We will not take it for you scamming and taking precious time away from our viewers, our subscribers, time that they spent, memories that they spent in this game playing with their friends, building a community, having fun, for you guys just to take it away because you wanted to make money. There are still lobbies of old games, Team Fortress 2, for example, like old ass games that are alive because the community and the company kept it alive. And granted, some of those companies, the one that made Team Fortress 2, weren't the best companies either. They were still doing some pretty scammy stuff, but they ended up changing their image by changing for the better and constantly communicating with us, with the community, to make sure that they were delivering what we wanted. And as a result, they continue making revenue, they continue having creators, they continue having content. People keep playing their game because it literally shows that if both the developers, the marketers, and the community have that much love for a game, they can bring it to the point where it will literally last decades. Like it's that simple. Team Fortress 2 has not lasted decades, but it's getting there. So yeah, it's just that simple. Like you guys need to have a love for the game where making money is a secondary um like gaining increased profits is a secondary measure. Secondary, sorry, what's the word? Priority. A secondary priority. Your first priority is to make sure you get more players on the game because that will overall increase your revenue, increase your player retention, increase your content, increase the amount of marketing you're getting because more people looking for videos, looking for beginner guides, looking for content creators who are marketing your game for free, which is why we quit because marketing your game for free is not fun if and it's not like it's literally just scamming people. Like this is what our viewers and subscribers and the developers and marketers have to realize. When creators make videos on your game, it's a free marketing. And when it's a scammy company, we hate doing it because it in turn makes us scammers as well because what we're doing is we're promoting a scam. So that's why people quit. That's why people end up leaving the game because it's not fun. It's literally a scam. It's a waste of time and money. That's what this game has become. And the design, the characters themselves, and the community is the only thing that is keeping me in this game. And the developers are 100% playing into it, which is why it's making me lose more and more love for the game because what I saw as great about the game is now losing its shine because it's becoming literally just open your wallet and you can enjoy it more. Like I don't know what else to say, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but yeah, it hurts me to my core, and I'm not quitting yet. But the next update will decide it all. That's the next update will decide it all. That's it. Like I'm making that statement right now. Unless I see them fixing the divinates, telling us they're fixing it, giving us some sort of update before they actually release the update. This is why they released it on the fucking PTR server, so they can fix it. They haven't done anything for like what, almost a week. They literally have not responded. other than why are we losing money, guys? And people literally responding, oh, I don't know, because the game is literally just a fucking paywall. Oh, because it's not fun. Oh, because it's literally a fucking blissfest. Oh, because speed is literally the way to fucking win the game when you have specific espers. Oh, also that part you need fucking specific espers. Oh, how do you get that? Oh, by being really fucking lucky. Why? Because it's a 1% chance to get anything fucking good in the game. Oh, and what about the epics? Oh, well, half of them are really fucking hard to get. And the ones that are good, well, guess what? They're paywalled because specific espers that are late game, they're not going to give you for free whatsoever. So you have to take your chances. Like, I'm done. That's where I'm at the point. I'm done with all the bullshit. Just like every goddamn player and creator out there. Creators first, I guess, because the players, they don't see what we see because they play the game purely out of enjoyment. We play the game for an investment and enjoyment and to make sure that the game will go in a good direction for everyone else who is playing the game and supporting us for making videos on the game. So we don't want to bring you guys into a scam where we'll stop making videos. We'll stop doing this. And then now, you're just subscribed to the channel, but you're not getting content you want to see. So it's that simple. It's literally that simple. So Dislyte, my final message to you, because the next update will just be me saying why I quit Dislyte, why I hate Lilith games, Farlight games, and why you should never, ever, unless you want to continue being scammed, that's your choice, support those two companies ever again because they will keep pulling this shit if people keep giving them money because like I said, the burn hand teaches best. Companies and people don't learn until they are literally punished for what they do. It's that simple. Um, yeah, my final message to you, Dislyte. Give us free legendary espers, increase the rate up for legendary and divinates, like 5% for legendary. Like, if you guys don't at least do that, at least 3%. Like, that is as low as I can go without saying that this game is still not a scam. Um, Fix the divinates because obviously they're almost impossible to get. Um, yeah, like I don't know what else. Speed, like I guess you can fix the speed meta, but if you fix the divinates, I feel like the speed meta can fix itself. Fix Andres, just like literally make his resistance to poison and bleed 20%. Because there should be no fucking reason that he has any resistance to it whatsoever. But I know you're gonna want to, so at least do that. Because there's literally no fucking reason for him to have poison resistance other than you guys want to make money. Literally no goddamn reason. And even if you make money, it's not gonna help players. So that's the problem. You literally fucked yourself over on that whole content by making it so that people have to spend money to progress, but even then it doesn't matter because the poison and the bleed itself, they just have to use Trevor at R0 or they have to have a max Tilda. So like screwed yourself over on that one, Dislyte, and you still didn't fix it. Even when you said you were fixing it, you did you fixed everything that was wrong, everything that we didn't care about it basically, except for like one thing that you did the bare minimum, which overall was basically nothing. Um yeah. And then overall there's of course the whole resonance thing, like getting resonance is just so fucking hard in this game. So getting R zeros is a lot easier, but getting resonance is so fucking hard. And then this line needs to realize every esper that they release, literally every single new esper that they release is going to make it that much harder to get a specific esper. So getting resonances becomes literally fucking impossible unless you spend money. So stop selling fucking wish stones. Give them for free to people, like so many, so that they can at least get resonances. R2 at least, for late game. Because right now, getting R2 for late game is basically impossible. Alright, well, I'm going to have to end the video here because otherwise it's going to go on too long. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support. Helps me out, keeps you up to date on my content. 118 subscribers last time I checked, so you guys are amazing. Keep going. Um, yeah, don't quit Dislyte yet, but don't pay money. Don't give them a single dime and tell them why. Keep telling them why. Keep posting on their Reddit. Keep posting on their keep like on their reviews. Like keep updating your reviews so they keep seeing that it's getting updated. On the Play Store and the App Store. Um, you know, Discord. Keep emailing them. Like as long as the community keeps doing this, they will get the message. And if they don't act on it, then we can 100% kill the game ourselves. Boycott it, kill it, delete it, say goodbye. That's simple. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the other videos.